Fuck winning products. I'm going to show you how I made $1.6 million in the last 90 days selling saturated products. Let me refresh this so you see it's not some fake guru bullshit. And the problem with most entrepreneurs that are getting into e-commerce or that are already in e-commerce is that most of them are falling into this category. They're noobs, right? They're noobs and they're fat bullshit from YouTube. They believe that they need some kind of like unique product. They need like this unique product that no one else is selling, and they trying to find that product. They go to AliExpress to the page like 359 and they're trying to find this unique product that no one is selling. They're also trying to focus on the product because they think that product will give them the competitive advantage. They think this, oh, just because I have this competitive product, I can have shitty landing pages, I can have shitty ads, and it will still work. It will still be profitable. And this is such a big delusion that entrepreneurs fall into, because product can give you some advantage, but it will never give you this competitive advantage. And even if you start to sell product that no one else is selling, then other people will jump on it and will beat your ass, especially if those people are great marketers. Also, noobs, they're not focused on returning customers. And if you think about all of the successful brands like Nike or Apple, all of these brands, they're successful because customers are buying from them again and again and again. It's not just one-time transaction, because the biggest cost in business is acquiring customers, it's advertising. And if you're not focusing on maximizing your returning customers, then you will never build a successful long-term business. At the same time, there is a small category of entrepreneurs, and these are e-com top Gs. And these people are focusing on the right things. They're focusing on differentiating on the marketing side. They have better lenders, they have better ads, they have better marketing strategy in general, and they focusing on differentiating on angles. Instead of differentiating just on the product side, they might take existing saturated product and advertise it with a different angle. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, and that's why they're able to scale. They're also focusing on conversion rate and AUV maxing. So they're literally every day thinking how they can improve the conversion rate, the average order value, so they can make more money from every click that comes to their website. Also, they have multi-channel marketing, which means not just relying on Facebook full force, but also adding, Amazon, adding other traffic sources, adding email, SMS, adding all of these platforms that helping them to develop more kind of a comprehensive business structure and not relying on one traffic source. And these guys, the top Gs, they're testing stuff like crazy. I've met so many entrepreneurs over the years that just like have this like one product page or have this one landing page and they're just driving traffic to it and it kind of works until it doesn't. At some point, everything will stop working. So you always have to test new landing pages, new ad formats, new things. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it in our business so you can replicate that for yourself. So now I want to walk you through the whole process from start to finish, how I would launch a new brand from scratch if I was just starting out and I wanted to find the competitive advantage and I wanted to scale my business. I would start with product research, and for product research I would use Get Hooked. This is a tool that we internally built for ourselves, but now it's also available for other entrepreneurs. It has over 21 million ads from the best e-commerce businesses on planet Earth. And here you can filter by brands that have, for example, over 100 active ads on Facebook right now. So for example, each one of these brands has over 100 ads, which means these brands are actively scaling. They're spending money on ads. They're spending more and more money on ads every single month. And these are the brands that worth following, worth replicating, worth copying and modeling. And so for me, I like to focus on brands that have longer format ads, which is VSLs. And for the purposes of this video, I'll just use this brand called Miami MD. It's been around for quite some time now. It has developed very good sales volume. They're doing about $50 million a year in sales. And I'm going to show you how I would enter this specific market, how I would create new angles for this market, how I would sell my products in this market, and how I would build this whole comprehensive marketing strategy in order to win in this specific category. Now, most people, when they would look at something like Miami MD, they would think, oh, it's a saturated product. I don't want to sell this saturated product. But if you think about it, like if there is a competition, there's a demand. This is already a proven category where people are already selling their products. So all you have to do is differentiate on the marketing side and you would be able to win. If we look at some of their ads here, right? So you can see they launching about 500, 700, 900 ads last month. So they're consistently scaling, consistently testing ads. And now just in few days of 2025, June, they already launched 136 new ads. So they're constantly testing new ads. These are their best performing ads. So I can start modeling those those right away if I want to get in the same category. But for me, it's not enough validation. If I found a brand like this, I also want to see if they're driving substantial traffic using similar web. If I look here, I have 1.2 million visitors per month, and it's growing. It's consistent, it's growing. So this is a great brand to model. So now what I would do here, the next step, if I wanted to do research on this market, or if I wanted to get into this market selling similar products in a competitive way and be profitable, I would go to AI. So this is actually something that I'll share with you. This is brand research document and prompt that you can feed to AI. I would recommend you to use Gemini because in terms of the depth of the research, it's better than ChatGPT, and it's also, I guess it's free. Maybe it's like a few bucks a month, but it's definitely worth it. So I want you to act like an expert 8-figure e-commerce consultant. I'm researching the D2C brand. So here I would just put name of the brand, and I want to reverse engineer their entire business model so I can learn from it and potentially replicate parts of their strategy. And then there is a product strategy, product development, marketing strategy, ad angles and offers, funnel and landing page breakdown. So all of the moving parts of their business. So now I just gave this all information to Gemini, and you can see what it gave me. It gave me the whole overview of their business, all of the offers they sell, all of the products they sell, how much they're selling them for, what are different bundles and offers they have on their website, what is their product development and supply chain, like literally all of the information about the business. And most people are too fucking lazy to go through these details. But if you go through these details, you'll learn so much, literally with just one prompt that, by the way, I'll drop it below this video so you can take it for yourself and apply it. It will just give you a totally different perspective on pretty much everything about the business. So you're now coming into the business with a great understanding of it. And now you have a lot better chance of actually being competitive in that market, finding an angle that maybe these people have not used, and scaling your business to 7 or even 8 figures. So now, as I'm going through this research, it's a massive research. I'll not bore you with all of these details. If you want to, you can do it by yourself. You can see Gemini used like tremendous amount of resources to pull this resource together, this whole report, like it's just massive. And that just was one prompt that you can get below this video. So what I wanted to walk you through instead is the funnel for Miami MD. So this brand is using quiz funnels on the front end. So you can see very basic information. They're not sending people to the product page like most noobs, just sending people to the product page. And that's where like conversions die. You don't want to do that. They're sending people to the quiz page. After the quiz page, after people selected these answers, so just randomly select some answers here, I'll be redirected to the page that looks like this, right? So this is one of their pages, and they're also split testing a second variation, which looks like this. So this is the order form, kind of like checkout page that they're using. It's very simple. You can model it, you can copy it. Just don't copy word to word. Don't copy their brand name. Just don't be stupid, please. And so after that, this is actually another variant of that landing page. So they have like several variations that they're testing. There's testimonials here. There is like some frequently asked questions and stuff like that. This is where most people stop. Most people never help post-purchase upsells. Just like, okay, let me get as high average order value here as possible, conversion rate. This is where most people stop. But smart people, smart entrepreneurs, e-com top Gs, they have post-purchase upsells. So this is the first post-purchase upsell for this brand. You can see here, it's a VSL that launches, right? I don't think you can even see this part when you land on the page. Then you have an extra upsell here for $180. And also you have another option here for $99. You have some testimonials here. And so you can add this product to your order with just one click. But this is just first of their upsell. They also have the second one. And this is how the second one looks like. Second one is a long form sales page. They sell a different product here. Add a 6-month supply to your order right now, $35. Now you're looking at what? $200 for this bundle of products. This is phenomenal. Like imagine how much higher your average order value would be, how much more profitability you would generate from every sale that you get if you had upsells like that in your business. And then if people decide not to take this offer, there is a no thank you, complete my original order, they're redirected to the page like this. So they're giving them just a little bit more of a discount still. Right? They still want to kind of recover some of those people that don't want to take upsells. Here's a downsell. Imagine having like all of these things in place where you're just maximizing the average order value from every customer you get. And you can simply model some of these pages here. You don't have to recreate anything from scratch. You can just model and copy someone who's already successful, who's generating like millions of dollars per month in sales, and integrate that into your business. This is one of the biggest shortcuts. And we've never had an opportunity to spy on brands like this before. Imagine like just seeing their best performing ads, seeing what's working for them, not just on the front end, but also on the back end. All of their funnels, all of their marketing strategy is literally staring you in the face and you're just ignoring it. Don't do it. Just copy what's working, copy the best guys in the market. So now, in terms of their marketing strategy, everything's pretty straightforward. Most of the traffic is driven to these quiz pages. They're testing a bunch of different variations of these quiz pages, seeing which one gets the most conversions, which falls into this category of like testing. They never stop testing. And so you need to test new ad formats. You need to test different things in your funnels to maximize the average order value and the conversion. And you need to test everything in your business. But these are good starting points. This will get you to some solid numbers where you can start reinvesting that money that you have into building even better infrastructure. But in the first place, you have to model what's working. You have to model the most successful people in the market in order to succeed. Now, if I would come into this market, if I would sell this particular product, what I would look into are the angles, right? So what are the angles these people are using? So you can see functional and emotional pain points addressed. So these are different angles that they're using. They're focusing on functional pain points, but also on emotional pain points, like loss of confidence and self-esteem. This is why people buy stuff. People are not buying, oh, because this cream has like collagen. Like no one gives a shit about collagen. People want to have their confidence and self-esteem back, and that's why they're buying these products. Also, fear of invasive procedures. Like no one wants to have like a surgery to have their like skin fixed. Like they wanted like, oh, here's the easiest solution. If I just use this easy solution, I'll get the result that I'm looking for. Then frustration and disappointment. So each one of these is a tremendous marketing angle. Each one of these you can build an amazing angle around. And so just right here, I have 10 different angles that I could use for my product. They're testing a lot of stuff. So if you look at the number of ads that they're testing about 1,000 approximately ads per month, which gives them like a lot of, okay, this working, this does not work, this is working, let's double down on that. Let's create variations of the content that's working. They're also testing different image formats and also using carousels. So they're just like testing. And that's why they're successful. Whereas people that are new to e-commerce, they think that like, okay, I launched my first product page, I launched my first ad, it's going to make me a millionaire. It's not going to fucking happen, most likely. And if it happens, there comes someone like Miami MD who comes into your market and just has more sophisticated marketing strategy, and they're just testing a lot more, and they would be able to beat you and put you out of business. Now, in order to do all of these things, so if you think about the competitive edges that, let's say, Miami MD has. So they have the volume of testing, they're testing a lot of stuff. They're testing videos, they're testing VSLs, they're testing images, they're testing landing pages, they're testing funnels. There's so many different things that test, and we didn't even dig into like the email and SMS, all of those strategies that go on the back end, or how they're keeping their customers, their retention strategy. But even to make it work on the front end, you need some help. You need some people right on your team. You cannot do all of this by yourself. It's just impossible to do something like this on a bigger scale. You can test like 50 ads per month by yourself, but once you get to like a few hundred ads per month, it will become difficult, and you need to build a team. You need great video editors on your team. You need great copywriters on your team. You need great, marketing strategists on your team. You need people that are responsible for different traffic sources, because as you're looking here in the brand research, they're not just using Facebook, they're also using Taboola, they're using Meta, obviously Facebook, but they're also using Google Ads and Google Shopping, and they're using YouTube. All of these marketing strategies, they have someone on their team who is responsible for each one of these channels. Now, there's some great agencies. If you need help with those, I can introduce you to. You can just DM me on Instagram for any of these channels, but ideally you want to have the team in-house. You want to build an amazing team. You want to use AI extensively, because AI can be used in any of these processes, like for example, creation of scripts. You can even use GetHook to create scripts for you. GetHook has some amazing script. We have populated these are humongous prompts to write some amazing scripts for you. This is the original script. Let's say you take the ad, you want to rewrite it. This is the whole script from start to finish that you can just start utilizing for your business right away. You don't have to pay expensive copywriters. So if you're low on budget and if you just want to get stuff quicker to the market, you want to test as much stuff as possible, this will help you to build that momentum and have a tremendous speed in your business. But ideally, you have someone on your team who's responsible for it, who's responsible for copy, who's responsible for video editing, the whole marketing infrastructure in order to make it happen, in order to scale your business beyond 8 figures a year. Now, if you need help with any of those, I would love to see if I can help you through our program, E-commerce Scaling Secrets, ESS. This program has educated probably more people on scaling their e-commerce business than any other program in the market. There should be a link below this video. You can apply to work with us. We created so many amazing success stories and case studies. If you want to work with me and my team directly, just click on the link below and apply to work with us. But the key takeaway, even if you don't work with us, just don't be a noob, right? Like even if you're just starting out, just start thinking bigger. Start thinking about research that you can do. Start thinking about all of the different, like think about it as a chess, right? So now, okay, you have your opponent across you and you want to win. You don't want to just like, hey, let me do this like basic stuff. You want to be strategic. You want to think about what are my strong sides, what are my weaker sides, what are the marketing angles that my competition is not using that I can use myself. And that's how you win. And that's how you become e-com top G. And these people here are making millions of dollars per month. They are getting everything they want in life and business. So take away from this video, become Ecom Top G. Hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions. Subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.